Vince McMahon narrating a tribute video for Davey Boy Smith, who passed away Sunday morning, opened Raw with another high-profile name in the recent past passing away at an early age after years of dealing with substance and personal issues. With the British Bulldog's career, who was one of the most featured performers in the company as part of the Hart Foundation throughout 1997 while being pushed on a main event level as late as 1999. Perhaps peaking 10 years ago in one of the memorable events in company history, going over Bret Hart in the main event in front of a record crowd in his home country at Wembley Stadium, with Raw kicking off with new Undisputed Champion Undertaker beating down Van Dam in an unusual start after beating Hogan to win his first title in 3 years, with Hogan as he was advertised in the past several weeks, which foreshadowed him dropping the title, working a SmackDown house show in Birmingham against Chris Jericho while the Raw broadcast was going on the air in Memphis, with Taker after declaring that he killed Hulkmania last night, building up a major segment for this Thursday's SmackDown, saying that Hogan will officially announce his retirement on the night, with Taker saying that as the new champion he was the only one coming out to start Raw as a reason for attacking Van Dam, setting up the top match of the night with Van Dam returning to the ring to take out Taker, with a match between them booked by Flair for the title for the next 2 hours, with Raw looking to rebound from the massive drop to a 4-year low last Monday, not seeing any encouraging sign in the opening segment, which saw the show kicking off with a 3.1 rating in the lowest opening quarter of the year and one of the lowest quarters in general in years, with the only positive being the Taker-Van Dam segment being more watched by over 200,000 viewers on the 3.2 opener of last week due to more viewers per home watching on the night. After again starting slower than usual, Raw picked up viewers in every quarter throughout the first hour, first with X-Pac and Big Show in a tag match against the Hardys going 4 minutes, bumping the second quarter over 500,000 viewers to see Goldust coming out dressed as Elvis in Memphis to accidentally cost the NWO the match, and with the WWE opening since the name change on May 6 showing several new shows currently not on the air. This Saturday the company's new TV schedule is set to officially start with the 2-hour Saturday night time slot on TNN, originally featuring the XS Recap show, being replaced by 2 new 1-hour shows, with the Heat version of the SmackDown brand and Velocity at 10 p.m. followed by one of the company's most intriguing new concepts in a while, with Confidential set to debut right after at 11 p.m. in a program promoted as an out-of-character shoot coverage show, with the added intrigue of Gene Okerlund making his return to the company as the host for the first time since leaving for WCW in 1993, with the first episode set to feature Shawn Michaels as the cover story, with the company looking to establish the new shoot concept from the first episode, promoting Never Heard Before details on Montreal 1997 to be revealed by Michaels during the interview. And after setting it up in a backstage segment with Trish and Heyman minutes earlier, Heyman and Lesnar interfered in a Trish vs. Jackie title match, with Bubba Dudley making the save to set up Brock's next program after going over the Hardys last night, continuing in back-to-back segments with Brock coming back out to lay out Bubba in his match with Regal minutes later, closing the first hour with a 3.8 rating. With their first pay-per-view match last night seeing Austin winning the handicap match on Flair and Big Show, Ric Flair opened Raw's second hour with Arn Anderson in the follow-up promo on Austin saying that he didn't lose last night as he wasn't the legal man in the match, still setting up the eventual first-ever Austin vs. Flair singles match for a later date, with Anderson a week after turning heel warning Austin that he's Flair's permanent backup, as Flair, after telling Austin that stacking the odds against him didn't work, he's moving to Plan B. with the worst thing that can be done to Austin and his supporters worldwide, which is to take him out of the ring, telling Austin that he's benched and having the night off to end this segment with Austin laying out both with stunners before leaving the building, with the Austin Flair Anderson segment as they usually did since the brand split started on the Raw brand, peaking the night at the top of the hour quarter with a 4.1 rating and over 5.4 million viewers. Minutes after leaving Raw's venue in the Pyramid while a Booker and Goldust vs. Hardy's tag match was going on in the ring to set up another NWO interference, Austin and Debra were shown entering a Memphis karaoke bar mugs to set up Austin's angle for the next hour. While still in the ring, the NWO members confronted each other, with both teams costing the other their tag matches on the night, setting up Nash returning to a big babyface reaction to take charge as the leader of the group, with Nash first addressing Booker being part of the NWO, saying that Flair put the shirt on him with no authority, as while Flair runs the Raw brand he is the one running the NWO, running down the rest of the members in the group, saying that in the past 2 weeks they made what was once the most feared logo in the history of the industry a pathetic representation of the colors, challenging them to make it the most dominant group in the business again to revive the NWO, while inviting Booker to now officially be part of the group, as the Nash NWO return segment maintained the vast majority of the peak audience at the top of the hour to stay in the 4 rating range, with the plans for the TV segment stirring things up throughout the day, with Nash and Waltman reportedly confronting the writers on the original script for Raw, with Waltman allegedly going as far as threatening to walk out of the building, with the issue being resolved after Shane McMahon, who took charge of Raw in the afternoon while Vince was with Austin and Eddie in the bar location, intervened in a conversation with Nash, as Nash, in addition to already being heated on the creative team after being called to fly to Raw on May 6 only for him to have a short arrival skit in the parking lot with no segment on the show, complained about the idea of Flair in storyline firing Hall and adding Booker to the NWO when he has no authority on the group, leading to both sides reaching an agreement to make some changes to the Raw segment, with Nash getting to address the issue in his TV promo. While at the bar in Raw's main angle throughout the second hour saw Eddie Guerrero showing up, with both Eddie and Austin about to sing in the karaoke bar, with Eddie going up first just as Austin went on stage, as Raw's 10 to 11 p.m. hour, unlike the gradual viewership drop of last Monday, increasing as the broadcast went on to average over 5.1 million viewers and an over 500,000 viewers increase on last week. The final skit of Austin and Eddie at the bar opened Raw's final quarter, with Austin going up to sing another version of Margaritaville after famously singing it in a duet with Rock during their memorable segment in November 2001. As the skits filmed for the night saw Vince McMahon leaving the Raw building in the afternoon to join the production crew on location to oversee and direct the segments in person, ending up with Austin going to confront Guerrero at his table to see Eddie breaking a beer bottle on Austin's head to set up the start of a fresh Eddie vs. Austin program heading into the King of the Ring pay-per-view. Undertaker and Van Dam, after the strong opening angle to build up the title match, came out 5 minutes from the top of the hour, with the match bumping Raw back over 600,000 viewers to finish at a 4 rating in the 5 minutes overrun, going 4 minutes in total to see a surprising swerve for the finish, with Van Dam going over to win the title with Taker's foot on the ropes, setting up Flair coming out to reverse the decision for Taker to retain seconds later, as Raw, after the massive drop of last Monday not getting the usual post-pay-per-view boost on the night, instead seeing the show dropping further to an over 4-year low 3.7 rating, but with the show seeing a positive twist to the unusual viewing pattern of last Monday, which saw viewership dropping as the broadcast went on, with Raw despite the drop in the rating showing more interest per home on the night, being watched by 400,000 viewers more, to increase from 4.6 million to over 5 million viewers on average throughout the 2 hours and 5 minutes, with hopes of it being a trend of upwards momentum heading into the next week of television and what is expected to be a hot atmosphere back in Canada.